Good morning, folks. Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, uh, loyal audience of this ad hoc ranting program. And today it will be economics where it hurts. I'm going to reiterate a few points though, and make it very short and sweet. What shall I call it? So I heard somebody of that world, that is of Zion, speaking about, along with Fauci, Fausci or something like that, and someone else. When talking economy, when talking pandemic, one of them was like, turn off the spigot, right? Turn off the spigot. Turn off the spigot means this, folks. Spigot, turn off the spigot, right? Like this, right? So this means you either do so and so, or now these few have hold of the water, right? Which is really money. And if you don't do so and so, they're going to turn it off, and then you're gonna be thirsty, die out of thirst or something like that, and it's happening. I can't profess that I don't see what's happened, and I do believe that you folks see what's happening. And the economic situation of the United States is a mess, folks. And for that matter, the world. Pandemic, takeover of the United States by the post-Stalinine in January 6th, whereby it will be something like a vice United States and post-Stalinine, Trump's and post-Stalinine will crush Europe, right? So it will be similar to World War I, World War II, when the United States and communists came and basically whipped Europe, especially Germany, into nothing really. So those folks who talked like this basically are holding the spigot, and the spigot is virtual, and they have been, that Zion, have been conducting a financial apocalypse for a few decades now, but it has intensified, kicking in the Middle East. You would say, well, how has the Middle East got anything to do with it? It's very simple, folks. They kick up a war, stir up a war, send people from the United States and Europe, innocent people who don't know what's going on, right? And they think they're fighting terrorism. They send them there and they start killing other innocent people in the Middle East. While the culprits and the perpetrators are cheering with cups and so on, they're gin and they're whatever wine and so on, in somewhere unseen behind the scene. Yeah, this is real and true. This is as real as it gets. And meantime, while you and those people in the Middle East and elsewhere are busy killing each other, financial apocalypse is happening. Or they get hit by a pandemic. Get hit by a pandemic. You know what I'm talking about, right? Now they're out of work. They closed their restaurants. They spending their savings, and this is, folks, impoverishing the world. This apocalypse is impoverishing the world, which is really not going on well, and making people basically those token animals, sub-ape, sub-ape humans, right? Put them back in their place, the animal farm, give them whatever food they need, and while, guess what? What's his name? Major and his other pigs now control all the money and everything else, and it's a transfer. You may think this is like imaginations and conspiracy theories, and this is real, folks. This is as real as it gets. And what is real as well is that it's not working. Partially working and superficially working, yes, but the overall picture, the overall plan, is just not working. Uh, they were expecting to have taken over at least half of Western Europe by now, like Russia, that one big leg of the tripod of Israel. Ain't gonna work. They expected to have, and they're trying to firm up and shore up their presence in Syria and Iraq and Libya uh, and Yemen and here and there. I don't think it's working well. Superficially, yes, but not in the depths of society. That's not the case, no, folks. Uh, but nonetheless, that's what's going on. Now, they may blame, now, how it is working is this way. They appropriate trillions and trillions to support their ever thirsty, ever hungry, that ferocious, voracious, deadly appetite of the investors. Every time somebody is born, and his mother cries, that poor thing needs to be a billionaire. And then guess what? That's who they are, folks. That's what they are. And then they are recording that or hanging that on the future of the world, right? Especially in the West, America, right? As trillions of debt, and that is forwarded to those investors all over the world, right? And they cry, how much do the American student owe in debt, right? For, what's it, FAFSA or, federal loans and so on. What, 1 trillion, 1.5 trillion? That is of that, Fox. That is a fraction of what is being stolen on daily basis to support those investors in the stock market, or to support that Israeli bot coin, BUTT coin, but they call it bit, but it's bot coin, right? Uh, People, it's mind-boggling, it's paralyzing. The magnitude, the magnitude, and the size uh, of greed and insatiable appetite, and voracious and ravenous appetite for money that nobody needs anymore, right? But it's not a matter of a need, right? There's something systematic within about animalizing and destroying the sub-ape humans, right? And of course, you know, uh, that cycle, that vicious cycle of stealing money continues, right? Continues. Uh, Not that it's gonna work, not that's gonna help, not that is gonna change a thing. No, no, no. But it tells you how much those uh, creatures, the ones who are stealing, and they're in control of the White House and the Senate and the Congress and here and there. It tells you how far they drifted from the humanity, right, in their mind and soul and psyche, and that's genetic, by the way. Their inability to function like normally, even when it comes to stealing, like stealing, right? Even in stealing, one has to be a little bit rational about it, what's possible and what's not possible. That's not even there anymore, folks. Uh, and that's what it is. Now, they are accusing, they're probably in the back end, they give you all kind of justifications and innuendos and deception and so on about why what's happening is happening. They don't tell you about appropriation bills, raising debt limits, everyday executive orders of trillions, and derivatives. I don't know what that means. Well, I do. I think I do. It's one of those scams, right? And short selling the market, and I can go on and on. They have all kind of schemes and scams here, here and there, right? And they got somebody like Trump, like with short fingers, like he signs very quick. When you have short fingers, you can do your signature very quick, right? Not long fingers, right? If you have long fingers, it takes you a while, right? Or stick them up like Obama, like go, the dog, go type up a few trillions for today, right? But that's what it is, folks. And they blame it. May in the background, some of you would probably believe that there's evil on this earth, like UFOs and 666, which they worship, by the way, and Batman and Martin Luther. Heck, one day I was reading, like a few years back, when I think it was just by September 11th, right? Which was supposed to have been done to justify the theft of trillion, because they knew something was going to happen, crash like it was going to happen. The circumstances of September 11 are not much different from the circumstances of the pandemic, right? So, anyways, I think the magazine was an Israeli magazine called Foreign Policy, FP, right? And you can see it here and there, and basically this speaks the Israeli tongue, right? If you're in disagreement, honest to goodness disagreement, they will harass you to death, right? So that's what's called the dictator, racist, Stalinine, post-Stalinine, Hitlerite, all put together in that magazine, and above them the Netanyahu, of course, put together in that magazine, Foreign Policy. I read, and I quote, actually it was on the front page, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe more than that, but it was just around after September 11th, right? Maybe, I don't know. When the economy began to show cracks, right? Because of the theft, the constant theft, right? The theft of trillions, daily trillions, theft, thieving, stealing, you name it, right? It says they were blaming Thomas Jefferson, that's the third president of the United States. They were blaming Thomas Jefferson for the economic woes of today. I mean, as soon as I read the headline, I didn't read the article. It was like, today's economic problem are because Thomas Jefferson. Really? Why is that? What did he do? I mean, he's the author of the Constitution. It turns out that they don't like the man. Why? Because his chromosome, Y chromosome, comes from my neck of the wood, like Syria, Western Syria, Lebanon, but nobody knows when he came. I think probably during the time of the Crusaders, or his father, one of his grandfathers, forefathers, immigrated to England or something like that, by way of ship, right? He swam to England, like how how Mexicans, swim to the United States now, the Rio Grande Valley and so on. I'm just joking. Mexicans are my friend. I could be partially Mexican for all I know. But anyways, they blamed him for the economic woes of today. I'm not making this up. And I'm like, that's how far you go in trying to deceive people and throw them off your track. It's accuse somebody who lived like 300 years ago of economic woes of today. It's just mind-boggling, folks. But this has happened, and I saw it, as a matter of fact. They may blame it on wars and evil, which of course terrorism, which of course those terrorist organizations, they're Zionist in the heart and mind and soul and core. ISIS, Qaeda, Muslim Brotherhood, Hezbollah, and so on. Oh, make no mistake about that, folks. I guarantee you this. That's what it is. That's the world we live in today, folks. It's gonna be like this so long these people are in charge, and it's gonna be destruction, wars, theft of money and economy and property, and destruction of property and countries, and now guess what? There's like the world has weapons of mass destruction, right? The proliferation of it. You know who proliferated or who spread out the weapons of mass destruction, giving it to Soviet Union, and then from there to China, and then India and Pakistan, and then Europe as well, of course, and so on and so forth. If you wanna verify the fact, you will come up with this, that it is those very same people, investors of the stock market and who they control in governments, are the ones who spread nuclear weapons and weapons of mass destruction, period. Nobody else, believe me, nobody else. Only that dogma they harbor within, that understanding of the world, that skewed and sickly dogma in their minds, right? allow somebody to do what they've done. Anybody else would balk at doing what they've done. Uh, why? Because everybody else, no matter how biased they are, no matter how racist they are, no matter how whatever whatchamacallit they are, right? They still think at the end, they still think in the term of humanity, the sphere of humanity, as the entity they belong to. Have a nice day, my friends. And don't forget it, NATO, EU, United States, and all those tentacles of Israel, they are supporting Pustalimin, tooth and nail. And remember, they will not back down. That's why Europe must fight and fight hard and then get ready for the fight time and again. If you know the history of those people from the time of Babylon or even earlier, until now, you will see what I'm talking about. If you understand their psyche and their mentality, you will understand what I'm talking about. They have drifted a lot from normal humanity, folks, and that's genetically speaking. Have a nice day, my friends, and I wish you luck in there, those heroes of Ukraine. Slava Ukraini!